everyone, I'm Polly. I've been teaching Japanese for already 12 years, and I know that one of the most confusing, controversial and difficult topics for lots of students all over the world is the verbs. But I promise to you that if there is anything logical in Japanese, it's the verbs. I'll show you, let's get started. Japanese verbs have 3 groups, and each group can have 5 different forms. Actually, there are 6 forms, but it's a top secret and I will open it to you at the next lesson. So today we are going to cover to understand and to learn to use these 5 forms of Japanese verbs from every group. And this is the most common approach actually, which is not always common, is this. First of all, I want you to understand and to keep in mind that this is the infinitive form of Japanese verbs. So the form ending with masu is not an infinitive form. So infinitive of every Japanese verb phonetically ends with u. Suru, to do. If you were taught already that shimasu means to do, it's not. Shimasu means I do, you do, or I will do, but it's not to do. The infinitive form is this, and it's the same as the third form of the verb. It's also called plain form or ru form. Please keep it in mind. These are the verbs that are going to help you and are going to help me to teach you today. Suru, to do. Kuru, to come. Ryokou suru, to travel. Miru, to look or to watch. Taberu, to eat. Oshieru, to teach. Iku, to go. Yomu, to read. Kaeru, to go home. Au, to meet. Matsu, to wait. This is the infinitive. Let's move on to the groups. We will start from the group 3 because it's the shortest and it doesn't have any rule. But there are only 2 verbs there, basically. That's why we will handle it, right? The 2 verbs are suru, to do, and kuru, to come. Other verbs, for example, ryokou suru, which are also in the group 3, they are just products of these 2 verbs. For example, ryokou as a noun, ryokou is traveling, a trip. So this noun plus suru, it's to go on a trip, to have a trip, or to travel. A noun plus suru. That's why when we are going to make different form and different conjugations of this verb, we will not need to do anything with this noun part. We are going to deal only with this one. Or for example, a verb motte kuru. It means to bring. So to motsu, to hold something, and holding it to come somewhere, motte kuru. So to come somewhere, holding, having something, the same way, we are gonna make different verbs on different forms only of kuru, but this we are going to leave alone. That's why there are only 2 verbs in the 3rd group, and we are going to have to just remember to learn by heart their forms. First form, shi or se. It has 2 forms. Suru, shi or se. Second form is shi, basically shi. Suru, sure, and shiyou. How to use them, I will definitely tell you 5 minutes later. Kuru, to come. The first form, ko. The second form, ki, kuru, kure, koyou. And different verbs with something plus suru, benkyou suru, nihongo o benkyou suru, yeah, to study Japanese, or ryoko suru, to travel, and so on. We have the same conjugation, yeah, ryoko shi, like here, shi, ryoko shi, ryoko suru, ryoko sure, ryoko shiyo. And by the way, here we can have like this, ryoko se as well. This is the group 3. Let's move on to the group 2. The group 2 is the most logic and simple actually. I'll show you how to deal with it. The second group has all verbs that phonetically end with iru or eru. What does it mean phonetically? Yeah? For example, miru. It doesn't end with iru phonetically, yes? But miru, if we write it in English, we have this, miru. And the same goes for taberu. Taberu, eru. So phonetically, yeah? Or even not phonetically, like oshieru, to teach. Oshi eru. It actually ends with eru. And this is the most, the simplest conjugation group, cause the first and the second forms are equal. Mi, mi. We just cross out the ru and we have mi, mi. Then miru, infinitive form, and mire. So we change ru to re, mire. And the last form, the fifth form, ru, we change to you, miyo. The same goes for taberu, tabe, tabe, taberu, tabere, tabeyo. Oshieru, the same, minus ru, oshie, oshie, oshieru, oshiere, oshieyo. But it would not be Japanese if we didn't have some exceptions. Exceptions are the verbs that look exactly like this group verbs, but actually belonging to the group 1. There is a list of such verbs. The most common of them are like 20 verbs, but actually there are around 60. The group 1 includes all the rest, like verbs ending with ku, mu, yeah, so they are not suru, kuru, they do not end with iru or eru. That is definitely the group 1. Iku, yomu, au, matsu. But what about the verb kaeru, to go home? It looks exactly like the group 2, but it's the exception. Yeah, we are going to learn by heart all the exceptions, but today I will show you just a couple. Shiru, to know. Kaeru, to come home. And kiru, to cut. There is another kiru, which means to put on. Kimono, kiru, to put on a kimono, yeah? But that kiru is from this group. But kiru, meaning to cut, is from the first group. And it's also sometimes confusing for the students that they know that they're exceptions, but they do not understand which is so exceptional about them. What should they do with these exceptions? Well, I'll say it again. Those verbs that look exactly like iru, eru, second group verbs, but belong to the group 1, they are exceptions because they are looking like group 2, but they are group 1, and their conjugation is done by the rules of the group 1. Okay, let's talk about the rules. This group 1 has its logic and its rules. Do you remember hiragana chart? Yeah? Hiragana and katakana charts have the first line a, I, u, e, o. Yeah? A, I, u, e, o. This is our rule. First form is going to end with a. Like, we have iku, to go. Then, with 5 forms, iku will become ika, iki, iku, ike, iko. Mind that o, u, not just o, but iko, yomo. Yomu, remember the hiragana chart, yes? Yomu becomes yoma, yomi, yomu, yome, yomo. And now we came across the exception, kaeru, to go home, to come home, kaeru. Kaera, kaeri, kaeru, kaere, kaero. Why do you need know all exceptions? Because there are a couple another kaeru, which mean to change something, and if it's kaeru meaning to change, it is gonna be here, and it will be kae, kae, kaeru, kaere, kaeyo. It's another situation and another verb, so don't confuse them, please. Well, next verb is a bit tricky. Au, to meet someone. We have our chart line aiueo, but we will have a here. No, we will not have a. It is not convenient at all. That's why those verbs that end with u will be changed to those ending with va. Ava or iu to say something will be iva. Yeah, it's just for our convenience phonetically, not to say a. It's not that great. Ava, ai, au, ae. Where is my ae? Let's correct. Ae and au. And the last one, it's tricky again, matsu. Usually, even those students who know hiragana chart like the back of their hand, they confuse matsu and try to say it in the first form matsa, matsa. But do we have a line tsatsi tsu tsetso? We don't, right? That's why, remember please, now, which line are we talking here? It's the line ta, right? Right? That's why mata, machi, matsu, mate, mato. There's no matsa. Or the verb tatsu, to stand. No tatsa, but tata, yeah? Well, and now let's speak about the forms themselves. What are they needed for? How do we use them? The first form is called negative form or nai form. There are plenty of different grammatical constructions with it. For example, shinai, suru is to do, shinai is to not do, or in informal speaking it will be just shinai, I will not do it, or I do not do it. Or se, it is used with constructions like sezu, and it will be just one of the ways to say without doing something. Ko plus nai will be konai, do not come, will not come. So this form is responsible for different negative constructions without doing something, or without having to do something, and so on. The second form is called polite form or masu form. And this is the reason why lots of teachers start to teach these topics, the verbs, from this form and without this, yeah? They say just shimasu, kimasu, and so on. Because this is polite form, and all our polite, rather formal constructions like masu, masen, mashita, masen deshita, masho are going here. This second form plus mas, and so on. So it's polite form. The third, plain form or ru form, is the most important for us, as I said earlier, because it's the infinitive form and it has plenty of usage itself. Then potential form. For example, this form plus ba means if I do. Surei ba, if I do, something will happen. Kurei ba, if he comes, something will happen. Ryoko surei ba, if we go to a trip, and so on. And the fifth form is called invitation form, because, for example, in informal speech, shiyo, it means let's do. For example, Nihongo benkyou shiyou. Let's start a bit of Japanese. Koyo, ryoko shiyou, miyou. Let's try to practice now. Later we are going to go through different examples, how this works. And now let's try to make conjugations of different verbs and to understand the scheme, how we need to do it, what is the way. For example, the verb tomaru. Tomaru. Which group is this? Is it kuru or suru? Because there are only two verbs here, suru and kuru, right? So tomaru is not kuru and it is not suru, obviously. Does it end with iru or eru? Tomaru. No, it ends with aru. Then it is 100% here, tomaru. Then how we can make its conjugation? Tomaru, tomara, tomari, tomaru, tomare, tomaro. Next verb is kaeru. To come home, to go home. Kaeru. Let's check. Kaeru. Is it kuru or, oh my god, flying markers. Kaeru. Is it kuru or suru? Kaeru. No, it's not. Kaeru. Does it end with iru or eru? Oh yes, it does. Eru. But isn't it an exception? We have to look through our mind or through our lists for the first time. Kaeru, to come home. Yes, it's an exception. Then it is the first group. Kaera, kaeri, kaeru, kaere, kaero. Next one, neru, to go to bed. Not to sleep, just to go to bed. Neru. Kuru, suru, no. Neru. Iru, eru. Neru. Yes. Isn't it an exception? It's not. Neru. Then it's group 2. Ne, ne, neru, nere, we change ru with re. Neyo, we change ru with yo. And the last one will be shimeru, to close. Shimeru, shimeru. No kuru, no suru. Shimeru, shimeru. Aha, eru. It's not an exception, then it's group 2. Shime, shime, shimeru, shimere, shimeyo. Well, let's move on to the examples. Japanese verb conjugation, how to use it. Examples of grammar constructions. There are plenty of grammar constructions in Japanese and all of them need one of these 5 forms, 5 bases of verbs. For example, first base plus nakutemo ii desu. Do you remember that first base or first form is called negative form? That's why this form plus nakutemo ii desu means something negative. You don't need to do it. You are allowed not to do it. Example. Ashita konakutemo ii desu. You don't need to come tomorrow. Do you remember for the verb kuru, which is the third group, kuru, it has its 5 forms like ko, ki, kuru, kure, koyo. And the first of it, the first base, the first form is ko. So it is gonna sound ashita ko plus nakutemo ii desu. You don't need to come tomorrow. And let's do an example with second base plus mashou. Let's do something. When we speak with someone in a polite way, not in an informal way, it is gonna be like this. 喫茶店へ行きましょう. Let's go to the cafe. I told you that the second base is called polite. So all our mas, masen, mashita, masen deshita, masho, we will use with this. And if you are a beginner, you will probably need this form, this base the most. But I strongly recommend to learn everything at once, to learn everything at the same time, all these 5 bases. So the third base, or the infinitive form, do you remember the plain form, the infinitive form, plus koto ga dekimasu, means I can do something. I'm able to do something, or I can do something, for example, to meet you tomorrow, I can. Example. Kanji o yomu koto ga dekimasu. I can read kanji. Then the fourth base plus ba means if I do it, or if someone does it. Example. Ima kara dereba maniaimasu. If we leave right now, we'll be on time. Do you remember the verb deru? It ends with eru, and it is not an exception. That's why deru belongs to the second group. Then it has the following forms: de, deru, dere, deyo. We need the fourth, then it's dere plus ba, dereba. And the fifth base, it will be the last for this lesson, but not the least. Fifth base, fifth form, plus to omoimasu. I'm planning to do it, I want to do it, I'm thinking of doing it. Example. Tomodachi no party ni ikou to omoimasu. I think I'll go to my friend's party. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you will understand better and without so many troubles these different verbs forms. And next time I'll tell you about the secret sixth form, which is also called te form.